I got one here. Ontario says it will slap a 25 surcharge on U.S.-bound electricity. Canada's most popular province, Ontario, is slapping a retaliatory 25% surcharge on electricity it sends to the U.S. states in response to Donald Trump's tariffs on Canadian goods. Ontario leader Doug Ford confirmed the move in a news conference on Monday morning, saying it will increase costs by $10, 0.775 per megawatt hours for U.S. customers. Roughly 1.5 million American homes in the northern border states of New York, Michigan, and Minnesota will be impacted. Ford said that the surcharge on energy will remain until the threat of tariffs from the U.S. is gone for good. He said President Trump's tariffs are disastrous for the U.S. economy. They're making life more expensive for American families and businesses, Ford said in a statement on Monday.
Yeah, this is just, another shoe to drop from his disastrous short presidency. We see what's going on. You guys think let's let him cook. That's what my cousin says. Not the, and then the other people are like, let's give him time to do what? Destroy the economy? You see, we're going to talk next segment about something else that he's doing. But at the end of the day, man, now you're putting people's your first, you didn't lower the cost of anything that you told us you would. Now you're raising the cost of things just from you barking things that you really don't want to do. The tariffs, you really don't. Your whole administration is telling you this is a bad idea. That's why you keep putting it off.
They told him before he did it. They'd be like, no, if you do that, it's going to be bad for the economy. And people are like, yeah, tariffs, whatever. You know what's crazy? People aren't understanding it until it affects them. Just like with the eggs. They're like, hey, you said you're going to lower this? And he said, shut up.
Yeah, he's a clown, man. We haven't gotten to the point that we see that this guy is a clown. He doesn't take this seriously at all. He wants to do the tariffs because he said he wanted, because he said he was going to do it. It's not because it's a good idea. It's not because it's good for the economy. It's not because it does anything to help Americans right now. What is he going to force people to take our goods? What country can you force to say, we need to be on par. You need to buy more of our stuff. What can you force them to take? We have high cost goods here.
He thinks he thought he could bully people like he does in America. Because for him, it's easier to bully people when you have power over them. But the rest of the world is like, bro, we just won't deal with you. We don't have to. It may hurt a little bit, but we can go elsewhere. And in China, Russia, India, they'll just move on in and take that spot.
He's not a good businessman. He has never been a good businessman. It's always been, basically a game of cards.
He's a great salesman. I'll give him that. Because he sold y'all all that.
Sold the hell out of y'all. You guys were good with it. You guys were happy, still applauding. I'm not hearing as much from my Republican counterparts as I used to hear. I used to hear a lot from MAGA Republican type people who are, or just even Donald Trump people. Let's just call you that, because most of you say, I'm not a Republican, but you are.
Well, they can't afford the internet anymore.
It's possible. With the prices that are going up, 1.5 million people will be affected by this. Households across the Northeast. You got that. That's also the Midwest. You got Michigan inside of that. I think you said Wisconsin as well.
Yes.
People who can hardly afford that kind of stuff, especially in the Midwest. That's not, they don't make as much money as you do when you're saying New York and other places like that. Depending on northern New York, Buffalo area, it's they don't make a lot of money like that either. So you have to really, so I'm assuming probably Ohio will probably be affected too. Who knows? But this is
what it's about. I have to cut you off. What's going to happen is they're going to raise that electricity on people. And then you're going to hear the people like, this is what I didn't vote for this. You know what I'm saying? They're going to say the same thing everyone else has been saying. Just like homeboy that we reported before that got arrested. Like, I thought he was going to get rid of all the criminals, not mess with me. See, the whole thing is with politics, what was nice about it is that no president would come in here and just destroy your life right away. You know what I'm saying? At least everybody, they would try to build, like I've said this before, you try to build better on what the last person did. Mm-hmm. He keeps tearing it down, thinking he's going to make a better deal. Look, we haven't even reported on it yet. He's trying to talk to Iran to make a nuclear deal. They already had one. It would have been advanced. Now they probably have a nuclear bomb. He got rid of it, and now he's trying to do it 8 years later. He's just one of those people who wants to put his name on it. He wants to act like he did it, and so he can be applauded for it, so he can have the glory. It's just the weakest weak man syndrome thing you could possibly do. Y'all know he's a weak ass man. Real men know when they see another weak man. They know when they see a person who's a predator, or they know when they see a person who's prey. And he's really prey. He just pretends to be a predator. He's not that. Well, he's not. I'm not talking about in other forms. In other forms, I get what you're saying, but I'm talking about the killer. The killer is inside of men. He plays tough. He's not tough. He'll send somebody else to go do it. He's soft. He's been soft forever. That's how a mob boss works, yo. Well, not really. They already put the work in. To get to where you got to get to in the mob, you got to put the work in first yourself. He ain't put no work in himself. He got given everything. Soft as Charmin's.